Hello, everything good? Hey man, how you
What's
doing?
going on, bud?
Hey,
A
how's it
little
going?
early.
Yeah, I appreciate you coming on. I appreciate you coming on the show, taking time out of your day.
How long are we gonna be shooting the shit?
Like 10 minutes. Is that cool? I think the internet gave out. Hey,
Can you
hey,
hear me?
yeah. I'm pretty sure there's a little mix up in the internet. Yeah, it's 10
No, every once
minutes.
in a while, my phone picks up like Wi-Fi and tries to connect it, and then my internet doesn't work. So I just shut it off.
I got you. I got you. Is 10 minutes all right? Is that cool with you?
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
appreciate, I appreciate it. So, excuse me. So, how have you been? I know that you're retired from fighting.
How have I been since retiring from fighting?
Yeah.
Pretty good. I'm a working man now.
Yeah.
Uh, so, but yeah, I just getting a little fat. So I had like, damn. So I took like around Thanksgiving 2 months prior to Thanksgiving, I was like getting up at 4:30 in the morning. Like, listen, no excuse that you don't have enough time today. So I started waking up like 4:30 and lifting. And then the week of Thanksgiving, I'm like, it's Thanksgiving. I don't, I can take this week off, and I just never got back to it. So then I analyzed it. I'm like, man, for me to work out and get, you know, there's got to be a reason behind it, and
Yeah.
competing and breaking people is a good enough excuse for me. So I got into jujitsu this week actually.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So
Yeah. Yeah. Because me personally, I always considered you one of the most fun fighters at 145 to watch, and so like excuse me, was there a certain like point in your career or point in your fight, or you kind of just wanted to like at that point, like something happened, you kind of was like, okay, I'm just gonna step away and just kind of become a family man.
what happened for me was I had three split decisions
Mm-hmm.
that I thought were totally bogus. And I was like, man, you know what? Like, because if you work 40 hours, like, what you're getting paid, And then with fighting, it's you do all this work and you make all these sacrifices, and for one judge to go, that guy, I'm just like, I just had enough. It just really took the wind out of the sails for me.
Mm-hmm.
So, and had those three split decisions gone the other way, I'd probably still be fighting. Seriously. So,
Yeah, well, yeah, especially in this day and age, it's so like what's the word? Kind of, or I'm trying to think. It's so heavily debated on how the judging system works, because it's supposed to be adopted from boxing and stuff like that, and people don't really.
right.
That. What are your thoughts on the whole judging and scoring system?
I speak about that a lot on my show. I got a podcast called the Menace and the Man Show.
Yeah,
And, we'll have fighters on that, the decision didn't go their way. And I truly feel for them. I'm like, man, I know exactly how that feels.
hmm
And for me personally, so right now they have three judges, and just one and a half guys have to have it, backwards. Whereas if I think seven's the number.
hmm
So for a split decision, it has to be 4-3, which is like, I just think
yeah,
that's how it should go. That's me personally.
yeah.
More eyes looking at it, more judges.
Yeah. Because there have been a lot of fights lately where I've watched them. Like for example, back a couple months ago when Paul Felder fought um uh um Dos Anjos on like 4 days notice. And and like I'm a big fan of Paul Felder, but there's no way that somebody gave him that fight. I mean, it was a good fight, but there's no way. And even Paul Felder was a little surprised. And I think that they just should. I think that what they need to do is just change the entire is like change the number of judges, because it's starting to get a little bit out of hand.
And also the inconsistency in the judging.
Mm-hmm.
So, for example, when I lost to Andre Feely, I outstruck him by like 60-something strikes, and then he had 4 takedowns, and I had like 2 or something like that, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And then I was like, oh, so I need to get more takedowns. So then my next fight against, I keep drawing the blank of his name, but I took him down 6 times. He took me down 0, and he outstruck me by like 4 punches, and then he won. So I was like, I don't get it. I made the correction off the last fight as to how to win.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, I'm trying to put all these guys away, either knockout or submission.
Yeah.
But these are all very highly, touted guys that know what the hell they're doing, So a lot of times it goes to decision,
Yeah. Yeah. What would you consider your most fun fight of your career?
Well, I've got like 2 different ways to look at a fun fight. One is like fun in terms of look back at it and like, man, that was fun to watch, because my fight against Mac Rice was that. It was a fun fight to watch, and when I was in it, I took myself to like very, very deep waters to pull out that victory, But a fun fight is getting in there, not really getting hit, and getting out there like the man,
Mm-hmm.
So probably my funnest fight I ever had was against Jimmy Hedis, because very good guy, I think he had like the most takedowns, or he was like right there with me for like the most takedowns. So I took him down a shit ton of times to like, hey, to like stamp that, listen, I'm the king of the takedowns in this division. And also I wasn't threatened by his striking.
Mm-hmm.
So anything he threw at me, I was like, I'm cool with that,
Yeah.
Because when you go in there against a heavy hitter like Jeremy Stevens, where you're like, this next punch could kill you,
Mm-hmm.
pretty stressful. Not that fun.
Yeah. And so back at UFC 160, you beat Max Holloway, and now further, in 2021, Max Holloway is regarded, even though he's not the champ, he's the people's champ. He's arguably one of the greatest fighters of all time. How do you like look at yourself knowing that you beat Max Holloway and where he is now?
It's definitely it's pretty cool. Again, another really close fight. It's kind of cool to hang your hat on it, but me personally, I would rather take an L to Max Holloway and be the champion over the current champion, if you know what I'm saying. And that's another reason why I got out of the sport when I did, is with those 4 losses in a row, it just put me so far down. And I think I even fell out of the rankings where I'm like, man, to become a champion, it's going to take me like a minimum of 2 years to get back to a potential title. And I was like, just training was rough, and I just kind of didn't want to do that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I understand. What do you think about Max Holloway now in the state, the 145? Do you think Volkanovski's is the true best at 145, or do you think Holloway's the best?
They're both bad men, and it's hard to tell, I don't know. It's a trilogy might, better, because a lot of people thought that Max won that second fight, and again, they're both very close. So I really don't have it. I mean, for me personally, I think it makes me look more like a stud if Max is like this reigning champ that nobody could beat, you know?
Yeah, I understand what you're saying. Yeah, no, especially at 145, there's a ton of fun fights. Are you glad that you retired when you did, and you kind of just, laid back and became a fan?
It's weird because the sacrifices that you make for a fight, you know, are it's very rewarding. Even though you're missing like 4th of July parties and other people's birthday parties and stuff like that, the sacrifice for something bigger is, I don't know. It's like while you're missing it, it sucks, but when you look back at it and the way you feel with, when you go to these parties, you're eating cake and drinking, but the discipline to achieve a goal is very rewarding. And when you do win, it's just like, yeah, it's the best.
Yeah.
So, and that's why I think I'm getting back into jiu-jitsu now is, like for example, after work, my buddy asked me if hang on. My buddy asked me like, hey man, you want to get a couple drinks? I'm like, I'm gonna go to jiu-jitsu because that's what I want to do now. You know?
Yeah. Well,
you just make better decisions when you have a goal, versus just
of course.
having fun, I guess.
Yeah, I 100% agree because, like, there's some things that, you just know that, like, all right, if I do this, it'll probably mess up my ultimate goal. So I'm going to kind of, stay back a little bit and make sure that, I make the right choice,
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, Dennis, that's about all I have. I'm going to let you get back to driving.
Okay.
Yeah. Once again, I've always considered you one of the most fun fighters to watch at 145.
Thank you, bro.
Yeah, of course. And you'll always have a fan of me, whether you're fighting it or not. And I appreciate you taking the time out of your busy day to come on here.
Check out Menace too. Check out Menace the Man. And we got a lot of things coming.
All right. Yep. To all my listeners, make sure you go check him out. Awesome, dude.
All right.
Awesome show. I appreciate it, Dennis. Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
No problem. Peace.
Peace.